Well, Terry did send me a message earlier today that she had something that, that came up and she wasn't sure if she was going to make it on, but and she was disappointed because she really prepared for this call and was looking forward to it. I was messaging or emailing with Susan earlier, and I guess I should have checked in to see because I was under the intention she was going to make it to this call, but not the last one.
Right.
So yeah, so today was supposed to be graduation day.
We have
Um,
we have missing
I,
graduates.
I brought my bubbly.
Oh,
I love it.
I have my vitamin C water.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. That's great. So I guess we'll just go along with what was planned because our last call, which is in 2 weeks, I was going to do more of like a very like restorative yoga class and intentions. Here's Tara.
Oh, Gina
Terry's
locked.
coming.
Gina locked up for a second there. She isn't.
Yeah.
There she
Oh,
is.
she's
Okay.
photographed.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. I'm letting Terry in. Terry's getting all set. There she is.
Yes.
Yay!
Hi,
Terry
Terry.
made it.
Yay!
Glad you're here.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm a little late. I couldn't miss our
We're
graduation.
glad you made it. Yes.
Well, you
Yes,
can't miss graduation.
I know. Cannot miss it, Jerry.
Hi. Yes, the delinquent member is here.
It's all good. As we get into these months, it's harder, a lot of things come up and stuff happens. So, I kind of expected it, and that's why I kind of tagged on a couple of extra class sessions in there. So, what I was starting to say is, so our last session is going to be in 2 weeks, and I was going to send you off with a nice kind of restorative yoga session, intention setting type final session for you all. So today's more of a ceremonious type event, I guess. And the last one is going to be ceremonious, but just kind of more of of I don't know, a celebration, sort of. So
Sounds good.
So we'll start. I like we usually start with just kind of some grounding, and since we are going to be talking about, and this is our graduation. I wish I could play music. I would play the pomp and circumstance. But we're gonna, in our little relaxation meditation, we're gonna think about our reason, our why. So we're going to breathe on and really think about the reason why, your why you decided to commit to this year of Better Bones, why you, and go deeper than the I got bad numbers on my DEXA, because that's not the why. It's under there. It's like in the underneath section of I got bad numbers on my DEXA. So we're going to really think about and breathe and meditate on our why for doing this. Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes and take in some nice deep inhales through your nose. And exhale, let that breath out. And inhale. And exhale. And really string together the reasons why, what brought you here to this platform. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space you're in. All right. Does anybody want to share their why?
I'll share. Um, I couldn't go on living so afraid of having another DEXA scan. I just couldn't live like that. I needed someone to help me to not be afraid. And you did more than that. But see, I can't say too much because it might get into my little speech about talking to the younger version of Terry because I wrote it down.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good why. You didn't want to live in fear. You didn't want to be fearful. So that's a really good reason. Very good reason. So, Jerry, do you remember what your why was?
Oh, yeah, I do. The main thing, of course, I want to have stronger bones. I want to exercise. But the big reason was I was hoping this would be my opportunity to master my bedtime. And I thought sleep is sort of getting enough sleep, eating healthy, they probably go hand in hand. But and the eating healthy part, I'm mostly, I'm okay with that. But the getting enough sleep part, I fail miserably. So that was my big thing.
It's a really good one. Linda.
Yeah, so I'm going to end up getting into my speech too, so I'm not going to go too far.
Well, so keep it.
I basically got diagnosed with osteopenia, like I don't know, 17 years ago, and met Dr. Brown then. 17 years ago, 18 years ago, I'm not sure how long ago it was. And I was sitting in Dr. Brown's office, and we went through, we talked the alkaline diet, and we went through, had the supplements and all that. And then I did it for a little while, and I fell off. I fell off. And then all these years later, I get diagnosed with osteoporosis. I'm like, well, the reason I am here in this coaching program was to help me do this thing, and not fall off again. I just needed this coaching to help me not fall off again. So, and I knew that, and it's when you said it, I'm like, I'm in. Yep. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll share my why I started this. So I have now been working for Dr. Brown for 10 years. And when I first started working with her, I really didn't even know what osteoporosis was. It wasn't even on my radar. I wasn't understanding. I was in my 40s still. And come to find out, it runs in my family, and my grandmother had it, but it was just not something I thought about. I didn't think about my bones. I never broke a bone, so I never really thought about my bones. And as I gained knowledge and learned really from Dr. Brown, I was a yoga instructor. I mean, when I came to work for her, I say just, but I was just a yoga instructor. But it was more than just a yoga instructor. I had an interest in really, I knew how powerful the practice of yoga was, but I didn't understand until I learned more about it. always had an interest in exercise and nutrition. And as I started to gain my experience with Dr. Brown, and I saw really people that were successful and then people that struggled. And I knew that I could help people. And I was really inspired to like want to help people find that little magic, because sometimes it was just a small little nugget that they were missing, just a small little thing, a perspective, a different mindset, a opening a door to a different place, and it would open up, you know, that opportunity. And we had a lot of people who were successful at their program, but I really wanted to help those people who just needed to find that within themselves. And I always think about when I was going through my yoga teacher training, one of the things my guru, I guess, had talked about was we all have the answers within us. We just need somebody to help us pull it out. And that's how I saw a coach. You know, when I think of like sports teams, the coaches of some successful sports teams, they're probably not the best football player or basketball player, but they know how to pull out the talent and work that. And that's what I saw a coach, especially a health coach, being. So my why was I really wanted to help people pull out their strengths and help them be successful. So that was my why.
Hmm.
That was a long answer. I'm sorry. But
We really appreciate that.
Yes,
yeah.
you've done it so well, Gina. You do know how to do it.
Yeah, amazing.
And that's been an exciting journey for me because you guys are my first group, you know, and it's been an amazing experience that I've really truly enjoyed. So, you know, and I couldn't have asked for a better like combination of people to put together. Like that was like divine, I think, um, guidance there to bring the people that we did have together. So that was pretty awesome.
I guess
Um,
you didn't even know how many people would respond, or did you have a number? Or
I knew I wanted like to start with like 4 or 5 people.
okay,
And as I think about like starting another group in the future, I'm going to keep it small. Like I was thinking in my mind, I'll go up to 10. I don't think 10 would have worked.
Hmm.
I don't think 10 would have been a good thing to, because we would lose out so much of really our connection and getting to support and know each other. Because really what makes this group work so well is you started to coach each other and help each other. And you know, where you were strong, you could add some guidance. If we have a bigger number, we might lose that. And people
Mhm.
tend to not speak up as much if there's a bigger group.
Right.
So I wanted to keep it, you know, like at first I said 10, then I'm like, oh, 5. And we ended up with 4, and I thought that was the perfect number. So
I mean, because we got to know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
If we had, I would just imagine, like, if there had been 6 more people here, it would have been hard to get to know each other,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, yeah,
It's, you, you can pour your guts out to fewer people easier.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Right. Well, we'll do our what's been good, and then we'll start with our valedictorian speeches. So, Linda, you want to start with what's been good?
Sure. So, like I was saying, I have finished my final round of chemo a week ago today, and
Wow.
And I'm really pleased about that. And I had a rough weekend. It was pretty much the toughest weekend yet, but it's done now. And so, it's onward and upward from here. And so that's all good. And also, along the same lines, the place where I went is called the Wilmot Cancer Institute. And they have been, I tell you, truly amazing. I mean, from the first meeting with the doctor, and being able to call them anytime, and the nurses just like talking me off the ledge more than once, you know, just helping me through really hard things and answering all my questions. And then just everybody's so friendly, and go to the place to get, chemo, which is like awful, right? And I'm like, oh, hi, everybody. How are you doing? They're like super nice. And so it's like, they just, everybody was just really great. So I have this very warm feeling in my heart towards this place. And so my husband, I don't know if I told you guys this already. Stop me if I did. My husband told me, said a couple of weeks ago to me, oh, I think that the Wilmot Warrior, um, uh, run walk thing is coming up on October 1st. I think we did that a couple years ago. And so we looked it up, and sure enough, we ran in the Wilmot Warrior 10K. Well, this year it's a 5K, and it's a walk run kind of thing. You do whatever you want. I mean, there was a lot of people walking in it when we did it before. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. So I'm doing a 5K on October 1st. And the thing about it, it's a fundraiser for the Wilmot Cancer Institute. And so, I put together my whole page, and I sent out emails to and I lost touch with a lot of friends over the last few years because my Facebook account was stolen, and that was how I kept in touch with everyone. Don't have it anymore. It still exists. It's just not me. And somebody else owns it. So I lost touch with a lot of friends. And so I picked out every email address from my address book of people that I have, been haven't been in touch with for a while. And I sent messages to everybody, and I told them what I was doing. I've gotten like so many messages back. Whether anybody donates or not. I mean, donation's great. I love this place, and I love the idea of fundraising. But this gave me an opportunity to get in touch with everyone, and people
Oh,
write back to me that I haven't talked to in years, and so it's so great. So, yeah, that's my good thing.
that's
That's a very
awesome.
good thing. Yeah.
Very good. That's very positive.
Yeah.
And I have another person I know who went through breast cancer treatment. I think I had mentioned to you, and she got involved with um, a dragon boat racing team,
Oh, yes.
and and she definitely turned the experience of going through cancer into such a positive thing of connection and friendships and support, and just a really beautiful thing of how you can you've gone through it, so how you can give back too. So that's very cool.
Very special.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Terry or Jerry, I would you like to share?
I'll go. I hadn't thought of my good thing, but I guess my good thing was last weekend, not this, 2 weekends ago. I went with she's a friend, but she's also my CPA. She and her husband, we went to Cincinnati, which is an hour and a half away or so. This famous minister that I like to follow was going to be at her brother's church. And so we got to stay at her brother's house. And when we walked into the house, he gave me a tour. It was like I was in a B&B. And but he was very organized, very organized. He took me down the basement, and I felt like I was in the Container Store because he had all these storage units, he was married, on one wall, and then more storage units. Then he pulled out the booklet that showed what shelf it was on and which storage unit. If I could be of that. But like I mean, I felt like I was in B&B. He took me upstairs. He said, you can have this bedroom with this bed, or this bedroom with the Princess and the Pea bed, you know, the high bed. And I said, I'll take the Princess and the Pea bed. And that night we went to church because this one woman was giving a talk. There was like over 200 women, and it was just special. And then the next morning we went to church and listened to that pastor speak. And then we came home, got home about noon, and I thought, I'm just gonna make a day of it. And my girlfriend had asked me to come to her parents' house. It was their 67th wedding anniversary. So I went, and afterwards, her brother and sister left and her husband left, and we just sat there and talked to her parents about when they got married. They got out their album and just talked. And so it was, I felt like I was on vacation on the weekend. It was so peaceful and restful.
Nice. Very nice. I laugh because my boyfriend Tim is very organized like that. Like in our basement, we have a back section where we have shelving, and he has all of those, you know, like Rubbermaid bins, but he hasn't gone as far as categorize them. Thank God he is not on this call right now, because he would be like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
He doesn't have his card catalog yet.
No, I don't know if I want to even share that idea with him.
Well, this guy has so many bins, it's really a good idea that he did, you know. And yeah, how would you know what was in each bin if you didn't have it written down? I don't.
We have them labeled. Like we have, you know, hiking gear in one, we have camping gear in one, we have Christmas decorations, we have kids stuff, you know, kids, whatever, memory stuff, pictures. So they're labeled on the outside. And I tease him saying, oh, but they're not alphabetical. But if he could, he would. But yeah, they're there. We have like a whole back section, and we have those metal shelves. There's probably 4 or 6 of them, and they're, you know, sectioned off. And then we have like kind of a curtain. So you have to go behind the curtain so you don't see the shelving, but they have all the bins, and they are labeled. Yep. Yes. But anyway, I commend anybody who can be that organized. I'm organized, but not to that point.
No, it's, yeah, but yeah.
Okay. So good news. Well, you already know the
Mary,
good.
what you got for us? Oh, are you there? Okay. I'm
Yes.
not frozen.
You're yeah, partially frozen. So of course you already know the best news, and that was that awful weather came through and it did not harm our house or our fence or our car. That we have one car we have to leave out in the driveway. But our daughter has been for over 2 months. She's been out in Colorado with her husband out there, and so she drove back and got back to Knoxville Sunday night. So Monday night we got to have dinner with her. It was a great visit, and it was a great knowing that she made it safely back, driving back from Colorado again. Is always such a good feeling. And we love her little doggy, Lucia, but you know, we have to give her anti-seizure medicine every 8 hours. Every 8 hours. Do not forget. Do not be late. Do not let your alarm, you know, not go off and you miss it in the morning. And we got to give Lucia back safe and sound to our daughter. And that was, it's nice not to have that every 8 hour commitment. And she doesn't always take, it's a liquid medicine, and sometimes she'll just gobble it up in her food, and other times you put it in her food and she just walks away, walks away. And so I had the midnight shift, of course. And I didn't know there are different stages, sometimes she'll just take it. And then if she doesn't do that, you put it on your finger. And if she doesn't take it that way, I put her on my lap and I hold the dog dish right there. And when she doesn't do that, then I try to put some in her mouth. And then the thing I have to resort to is using the syringe, which I am not good at all. So I have had to go through all those stages, and Lucia survived and we survived. And she's back with her mommy. And I'll have
That's
to
a
say,
lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad, until the next time we have her, but it was good. This is a good respite. And then we'll be done with our calls, but the end of September, Karen will be going back to Colorado. She'll drive back there, and her husband is permanently moving to Tennessee. So they're going to gather up all his stuff. He's been renting a 400 square foot house. It's like a large bedroom. And it's at the base of Pikes Peak. They're both trail runners, so it's the perfect location. It was his dream place. And I'm going to write a letter letting him know I know what he's giving up. But it just feels good as a mom that the commitment is truly 100%. And they will be living in the same state.
A good thing.
So that's all kinds of good news.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things there. So cool. Very cool. I'm going to share one real quick. So I met today with a personal trainer. So it's been 2 months since my surgery. And as a friend put it today, it was because I've been like, oh God, it's been 2 months. Like I should be able to feel better and, feel stronger and be working out and stuff. And she said, well, Gina, let's look at it this way. It's 8 weeks. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's really not that long. And I should not feel bad for not being where I think I should be at this point. So I know that I don't feel strong enough to go back to boxing and what I was doing before with lifting the weights and the heavy weights and all of that. So I decided to work out with a trainer, and she's one of the women who is one of the instructors at the boxing studio. Her name is Carrie. And I had a really awesome first session today. It was 30 minutes, and she's 45, and so we talked a lot about like aging bodies, aging muscles, menopause, and like how your workouts have to look different when you're older as a woman than when you were pushing it and grinding it, and that your body responds differently. It actually is almost like the negative response when you try to do those kind of workouts. And so I'm really, really excited about that. It was a lot harder, and we did really easy stuff today, but it was harder than I thought it was going to be. like she had me do a 30-minute plank and I thought I was going to throw up. I was like, oh my God. And I used to do 3-minute planks,
Mm.
so
just wait.
I mean,
Did-
30-second
Oh.
plank, 30-second plank.
You did
I realized I said 30-minute, but 30 seconds.
Yeah, it felt like 30
Always
minutes.
be prepared for my mind and my mouth to not be connected.
almost all of us.
I think Terry knew what I meant. She looked like she knew what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to be able to do a 3-minute plank hold, and
Wow.
now I'm like, I can't do a 30-second one. But so, and they're, doing some squats and lunges, my legs were like shaking. And I mean, we didn't really do hardly, I was using, I think the heaviest weight I used was like 8 pounds, but like even the squats and stuff were like 6 pounds. So it was humbling, but I'm super excited about working out with her, because I think she's definitely the right person. And I'm looking forward to getting back to, feeling good again and feeling strong, because I feel like a big like mush ball. So
Yep.
You've been through a lot. So
well, it's hard to say that when we're looking at our sweet Linda here, who went through what she went through. So
I
my
feel
little hernia surgery
I
doesn't
understand
seem
the mush
like
ball thing very, very much.
mush ball. Exactly. That's how I explained it. I feel like a mush ball, but yeah.
but that's it's good that you connect with her, that you knew her before.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted to work out with a trainer. My brother, who is actually a trainer in Florida, he's the one who gave me that idea. And I knew I wanted to work out with a woman. And I knew I wanted somebody who was a little, just not a young girl, like, so she's the perfect person. And I'm really happy about that. So yeah.
That's great. You'll be going by leaps and bounds then.
I hope so soon. In the time that I'm meant to be there. I keep saying soon, but the time I'm meant to be there. So yeah. All right. Well then, what I gave you guys to do for our graduation was I wanted you to really think about, you can roll back time to a year ago, and think about where you were at that point, that starting point. And in this time, all those little nuggets and things that you gathered in 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 sharing with each other and learning and exploring and digging a little bit deeper. You guys all went through the masterclass course, but I see a lot of people who like go through it, but they don't fully go through it. I feel like you guys like went through it together and really dug in there and dug deeper. Yeah, so basically, talking about the knowledge, the tools, the insight that you now have, that when we first started out, you had a little bit of it, but where you are now. So and I asked you to prepare like a little something, your little valedictorian, graduation speeches to share with your classmates, your and yeah. So Terry, do you want to go first?
Sure. So
what does your shirt say? If I can't
take my dog, I'm not going. My he used to be my car guy, and he gave this T-shirt to me for my birthday a couple years ago.
Aw, I love it. That's awesome.
So of course, well, it says, "Dear Terry, don't waste one more minute being frozen in fear. Educate yourself on the subject before totally believing a medical professional. You are smart. Don't blindly follow what someone tells you to do without looking into it. If you feel fear, push on through it so that you may be led to the truth. Osteoporosis is just a natural part of aging. There are so many ways to limit its progression. You cannot do that enveloped in fear. Believe in yourself and do the things that you are learning, which will help. Then try to share your knowledge with others, but don't beat your head against the wall with those who are closed-minded. Move on to the next person that might come onto your pathway, and never stop doing the right thing." The end.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
And, you know, when I think about it, Gina, it just helps me with everything else, because we have fear with so many things. I mean, a certain kind of fear is good, but when you're frozen, when you're stuck and you can't move, so I want to take this and apply it. It's already helping me to apply to other things. So this year-long thing, it's just not about the osteoporosis, like you've made us dig deep. It's everything with my life, and I'm really so different than I was a year ago. And I have you and Linda sharing what she's been going through, and Jerry, who didn't even want to ever exercise. It all together has helped all of us, and I just thank you, because that fear is just, you know, it's just what I said in that. So I'm just going to apply it to everything else. So I just thank you, Gina.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to get to know you in this platform, and you know, right? We think about when you first heard the words osteoporosis, and we thought, you know, oh my gosh, but there's a lot of good things that came out of that, because we wouldn't have met. So,
Right.
and you wouldn't be going to Costa Rica, and
North
you wouldn't
Carolina.
be in North Carolina. Yeah, Terry needs to share her little adventure she's going on next week. She's going on a field trip. Do you want to
Yes.
share with everyone where you're going?
Sure. I'm going to get the Echo Light, but just sort of like it was with you, Linda. You're the one that sort of, well, you just said, does anyone else go to Costa Rica? And at first I said no. So another woman on the Tuesday night Zoom, she's from Columbus, but we never had really connected. And she asked me if I wanted to go. And I said, well, I'd have to think about it. And then I thought about it. It'd be stupid not to, because I don't believe in the DEXA scan. So why not go? So now I've connected. I've gone to her house twice. I think we're going to be Bones friends. We're supporting each other. Yeah, and she was so close.
Love it.
And it's really good. And also, one other good thing I should have said, where I work out, they shut down for 10 days to clean and new equipment. So I went to a new gym 5 minutes from me, and I just felt real comfortable there, a small gym. But then I said something about the Bones thing. I was going to Costa Rica. She said, oh, my husband and I have been there 3 times. And da-da-da-da-da, showing me pictures of night hikes, Gina. Night hikes with, she said, maybe you'll see a sloth and little red-eyed frogs. So in another discussion, I want to discuss, can we do a night hike or something? And
Gina's thinking about it.
She,
Think
both
about
she
it.
and her husband at different times showed me these pictures from this night hike. You just see the animals that you'll never see. Of course, they used this other travel guide or whatever. So it was just something I was going to run by you if, you know, it just sounded like an amazing thing to do.
To look into that, yeah, and see if that's possible. We if we can arrange like an organized like a guide brings us there, because I don't think
Mhm.
I would feel comfortable
Oh,
bringing
no,
20 people out into
no.
We'll never be
right.
found. We'll be lost in
Yeah.
the jungle forever.
Oh my God. So, but
Because
yeah, that's awesome. That's really very cool. Very, very cool.
so I'm going to be working out there for at least a month, and so they're just going to give me more little tips about Costa Rica. So I'll write it down and say I'll have a Gina check with Gina list. You know,
Nice.
Awesome. Very cool. So I'm so excited for Terry to have this experience to get the Echo Light. I can say that of many people who've had the opportunity to get their Echo Light, it was like that one thing that just was like made them feel confident, you know, or just gave them that affirmation, or you know, that thing that was like, wow, okay, like this now gives me something to work with. Where
yeah,
DEXA is just like kind of a flat line, like these are your numbers, and you know, but it doesn't give you like a fragility rating or really, you know, the insight. And I've just heard, you know, from a couple of people now that they're like, you know, I just feel, you know, they feel happier, you know, they feel like they can live life freely because they have this information. So I'm just really excited for you to see
me
what it
too.
is. And so I think Terry's going next week. So if the next call that we have, hopefully Terry can share
Yes,
what it was like for her.
exactly. And I want to say I'm green, 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 green. That's
That's
the
what we're hoping
strong.
for. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And she's going to meet Dr. Bush, who is I we really like his he's much like Dr. Brown, so I think you'll really enjoy meeting him too.
And plus,
Yeah.
Cindy and I are going to go in together to talk with him. They said we could do that because I felt like we could remember things. One person could say something and we can both remember it all better.
Yeah, awesome.
Excellent.
Cool. All right. Congratulations, you have graduated.
Even though I don't have
am
a cap and
sending
gown.
you. Well, I am sending you all a certificate of completion. So
Good.
yeah. All right. So Terry or Linda, who would like to go next?
Well, I'll go next, and I'll
Okay.
let Linda take the rear. As your delinquent, non-exercising student, I, who also had 2 other deadlines here this week, did not prepare. So I guess
So
it
off
just
the
goes
cuff.
along. Sometimes, you know, you just have one of those in the crowd. I did a lot better with my high school valedictory, but this time this is just so I came to you as a total non-exerciser. I mean, I would try something and I just, no, I couldn't follow through. Walking was probably the most exercise I got, but I didn't walk regularly or for long walks. And And I am terrible about going to bed at a decent hour. I came to you with a very big lack of sleep and no exercise, and my poor bones. It's no wonder I'm, had that DEXA scan that wasn't so great. So what I have appreciated the most is the camaraderie, getting to know you guys. You're in my hearts now, and you're just going to stay there. Once you're in my heart, you're going to be in my heart forever. I am so glad. I'm just so glad that I got to know you. And I am so, I don't know what the word is, but I would never have forgotten to come to our meeting if I hadn't forgotten. I mean, it's too late once you remember, but it was not something I did on purpose. And anyway, but it happened. So if I were talking to my younger self, I would say, don't let those late nights get started, and keep walking, and don't sweat the small stuff. Don't be a worrier. I love our meditation when we begin. Gina, you have just given us so much. And then it's not just you, it's the rest of you too, that have just given me so much. Now, my sleep is not where it needs to be. I need total accountability on that sleep. And Gina, you gave me a wonderful idea that was starting to work. And that was not to try to make big changes. This goes for everything, really. But just to take it 15 minutes at a whack. And I was doing pretty well until I fell off the wagon and you were too nice to me. You needed to say, okay, get back on the program and let's keep track. But what you did give me is the knowledge that that's how I will get there, 15 minutes at a time. The other area that I was really, really bad in is the exercise. And it is through your encouragement that I have started an exercise program that I am still doing. And gosh, it's not going to sound very long to you guys, but I think it's been like maybe 4 months.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
I exercise every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And
Holy
that would not
cow.
have happened if it were not for you guys, for Gina, and for you two also. I'm just very appreciative of all that you've exposed us to, and getting to know you, the bravery and the strength of Linda, and the kindness of Terry, and the love from all of you, and Gina, all your good ideas. I just want to thank you a bunch.
Oh, I'm like getting all teared up. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I have seen like humongous growth from all of you. But Jerry, I just remember like our beginning calls, you were just like very like, nope, nope, no exercise, not gonna do it. And I was like, oh goodness, how are we gonna work? How is this gonna work out? Um, but
Mm.
each person started to like, is like little seeds, plant little tiny seeds, and then, water those seeds, and then the seeds grow, and you all blossomed into, I think, very, very successful, you know, bone people. I don't know the word, but so yes,
Oh, it's on
yeah,
my list. It's on my to-do list to contact those Echo Light bone people. I totally plan to do that. I'll be
yeah.
interested to hear, Terry. I
Yes.
I really hope I can be on that next call. It's our daughter's birthday, so I'm not exactly sure how the day will go, but yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we can still connect, even if you aren't able to be on the call.
Absolutely. We will have, we talked about, I mentioned some, how to keep what tools you have in your toolbox, and you guys can definitely encourage you to continue to, connect and stay connected. So I think that will be really important to continue with your support and success. So,
So Jerry,
oh,
I have a thought. I think you should give us your cell phone number, and Terry and I are going to text you every night and say, go to bed. We're going to take turns, but we
that's, that's that's very
Well,
good.
well, Linda, I had thought of this. So if I'm going to do it 15 minutes at a time, it would really harm your health to tell me to go to bed when I need to. However, if I text you the time I actually went to bed the day before, the night before, and you keep me accountable on that, and then we slowly 15 minutes by 15 minutes, I think that would be healthier for you guys. It might work.
already texting you at 2 in the morning or whatever time it would be, maybe would be tough for me.
Right. That's what I mean. That no.
I'm with you. Thank you for that kindness. Yes, but we will tell you good job or hey, get your act together. Do
That's
this.
right.
Yes, I need that.
great. I love it. I love
Mhm.
it. All right.
Okay.
So congratulations, Jerry. All right, Linda.
Okay. So I didn't actually I have like a whole page of thoughts that I just wrote down.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try to weave them together into what I was trying to say. So so the thought was, share with myself from a year ago, right? Okay. So and in this past year, we started a certain way, and then suddenly, just over halfway in, everything changed. My whole life was essentially upside down. So, faced with major challenge. So my thought to say to myself is, you never know what is going to happen in life. You don't know what challenge is going to arise. I mean, something could happen anytime, you know, but getting through a thing that's really hard is a lot more graceful when you have healthy habits in place. And so my thought that I would want to say to myself is develop your healthy habits, whether it's healthy eating, healthy mind, you know, um, exercise, staying active, all the things. Develop the habits when life's going pretty good, you know, because that way you now have the habits in place. You're doing it. And when something does happen, you're not now suddenly trying to develop good habits at the same time that you're dealing with a crisis, you know? And so then I thought, to recognize the importance of, what the reason for coming into this group being that I was having a really hard time putting my healthy habits in place. I mean, I was taking I take all the supplements. That's super easy. I'm on subscription. The supplements come. I put them in my little bowl in the morning. I take them. I mean, that I can do, right? But, like eating the right things, maybe I don't even know what the right things were. And am I doing my exercise or am I letting myself be busy doing other things? So I was having trouble with the habits. And so one of the things that I really appreciate is the fact that myself from a year ago decided to do this, you know, and went forward and then started developing the healthy habits. I had 7 months of working with you, Gina, and Terry and Jerry and Susan, and just getting, insights and wisdom and all of these things that helped me start, first of all, having putting it here in my mind and then starting to implement it in my life. And so, then all of a sudden, oh, I do have another thing to say. Yeah, I wrote another. The other thing was to tell myself, be open to possibilities and experiences in life, because sometimes they come along for a reason that you don't know why they came along, but just don't say no, say yes. And I wanted to thank myself for saying yes to this, because if I hadn't, I don't know where I'd be right now. I still would have gotten diagnosed with cancer, but I don't know that I would have had the healthy habits. I would have had the basis to work from that helped me get through this thing. I mean, this was hard, and getting through it, but just, so I just want to say, you done good.
Aw,
You did the right thing, and I'm thankful for it. So,
aw.
the end, like Terry said. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, take your imaginary tassel from the left,
Left.
bring it over to the right. Throw that up in the air. Celebrate.
And
You are
drink.
and have a drink of
I'm gonna drink
alkaline
that. Vitamin C to that.
beverages. Yep. And you have all successfully completed and graduated from the Better Bones Builders coaching group. So, congratulations on your hard work, your dedication, your great willingness, positive attitude, and just being above and beyond in all that you are, that you were committed to this. You all worked really, really hard. And and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting me and trusting me and trusting me, to let you guide you through this experience. And when I started it, it was an outline. It was an outline of like, okay, we're going to talk about these things, and then it just unfolded into so much more each time, each call. So it's been a wonderful, beautiful, joyful year for me. And I am so deeply, deeply touched and grateful for each one of you and what you brought to this group. And we'll share this with Susan, because she was also really an integral part to add to all of the essence of this. So I'm so thankful. And it's so hard because I'm going to miss connecting with all of you in this way, but I know that it's not goodbye, because I will be talking to you and, you know, connecting with you. And I'm always available if you ever need help. And I will periodically check in to see how things are coming along for you. And my hope and wish is, like Terry said, is to now take these little gems, these nuggets, and help other people, you know, help other people, and they'll come. They have a magic way of just coming to you in the most unexpected ways, you know, whether it be a friend or family member or a total stranger. They come to you. So you are now little disciples to go out and spread the good word. Um, so that I thank you. And then, you know, I sent you all, if you feel inclined, if you to write a testimonial, and those testimonials will be shared with Dr. Brown, so she knows what I was doing this year. And they'll be shared with other potential people who might be interested in gaining coaching experience, you know, because people have asked me like, oh, what do you do in coaching? And it was like, well, yeah, we talk about the alkaline diet and this, but it was like, so we did so much more than that. So yeah.
That's the nuts and bolts, you know, the alkaline diet and all the things. See, those are important things, but there was a whole lot more to this than nuts and bolts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was the skeleton or the framework, but
Yeah.
then there was a lot of meat on those bones, and and the meat, you know, was all the the camaraderie and what we learned from each other, and encouragement, and it's hard to explain.
Yeah. It's sort of magical.
It was magical. So, cool.
Yes.
We have to hang up.
I know.
We have one more, right? We have one more.
We do have one more call. What is the date of that?
September 20th.
Oh, is that when it is?
September 20th?
Oh, I don't think so.
Is that right?
Is it the 15th or 14th or something?
The 13th.
Oh, good.
You had the wrong date.
Yeah. So today's the 30th, and so we've been doing every other week. So we'll do the 13th is so this was call number 25. That will be 26. So I gave you 2 bonus calls because it was supposed to be 24, but I just, you know, I'm glad that we tacked on a couple extras just to, you know, get that going. So also, guys, if you haven't already looked at your Patreon membership and canceled it or changed it, you want to do that before it renews, because I don't want you guys to get charged again. We'll figure it out if that happens, but well, let's figure it out before it happens. Linda, you were able to, well, I know you were canceled, but
I'm all set. So I'm still able to use Patreon. You know, I'm still on it. So on the 2nd of September, I think you said that I can I'll just re-sign up for the weekly thing, or the monthly.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it for a year, but yeah.
So wait a minute. So on when are we supposed to cancel?
I have to look to see. Yeah, I'll look, Jerry, to see what date you joined last year, and then we have to have you go in and cancel that membership, because it will keep you. I know you're doing a monthly, but we don't want to do that monthly fee. We want to cancel that membership, and then if you want to still have access to the
exercise videos and all.
Patreon videos, the guys videos only. I don't even know if you did the videos, but if you're interested in that, then we'll have you join up for the month, the other membership. So we can talk. I'll put a little sticky note here to reach out to you and to figure out when your membership
Because
ends.
I'd want to do the
Okay.
Patreon things. What if we joined, you know, the Tuesday night thing? Now that is, would you get the Patreon with that or no?
Yeah, so Patreon, Exercise Evolution, the first level or first tier is, you know, you get the classes, the Tuesday night class and the Saturday
Okay.
class, and access to the videos. So that's,
Okay.
I think that's either $12.99 a month or 130 something for a year if you decided to do the year, and that gives you access to all of, you know, all of the workouts and
Okay.
classes. Okay.
Okay.
But then you guys did the next tier, which was the coaching, and
Mhm.
you could either sign up month to month or you can do a year, which you two did.
Okay.
So, okay.
Um,
All right. Well,
be,
awesome.
can,
So
I
much.
just wanted to say something to Jerry before we signed off. Jerry, I need your help with your pelvic floor. I need to take another session, a few sessions with you, if you would, because I'm having issues and I just need some coaching. If you would help me out a little bit.
Okay.
We could connect we both have our emails, so we could connect when
Yeah.
a good time to go over that with me.
I'd be glad
Appreciate it.
to.
Awesome.
See, here the
Yeah,
non-exerciser is helping the exerciser. So there you go.
Like that. You know what I thought of something today. I'm thinking I was kind of looking back through, you know, the your notes, Gina, on what we did on each call, and we have a video of every call we did. So I'm like, well, it started in September. I'm just going to watch them all over again. I think I'll watch every single one over again. Or like I'll do it every other week or once a week or something and try to incorporate more of what we did. Because
Mm-hmm.
as I was looking back, I'm like, wow, we did so much. Oh, I forgot.
Yes.
So yeah, we're still gonna have access, right?
Absolutely. Those were they all live on YouTube, but they're unpublished. So you guys have lifetime access to those calls.
Mm.
Um so yeah, that's a really good idea, Linda, to go back and
Yes.
kind of revisit those.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Very good. Well, it's been awesome, an awesome call, and I will look forward to our next call and talking to you all very soon. All right. It's
Thank
not
you.
goodbye. It's just until we talk again.
Yes. Yes.
until we meet again.
Until we meet again. Yep. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Guys,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
graduates.
Yes. Graduation. Whee!
All right, guys.
Uh,